And welcome back to part 2 of What If King Cold Raised and Adopted Goku. So, every once in a while, I gotta do some house cleaning when it comes to people's opinions and stuff like that. It's fine. So we are. So we all have opinions. Great. This one person, though, I will address what is said, but they wrote a lot. So this person basically, and I'm trying to see where this really all started. So I guess I'll start from the top. And they said basically, hey, the issue with the betrayal part, you can make an argument that he could, but most of the Saiyans weren't good people. Barbarians, ruthless savages. There isn't good or evil, only power. No. I mean, most of the Saiyans weren't good, but Bardock is, for instance, stated to be actually a good-hearted Saiyan, and Gine was as well. Yes, most of them are warrior society and more power-driven, but that's not to say they're all evil. So, but, okay, I get that. This one, though, I don't Frost wasn't evil due to the Saiyans weren't evil in Universe 6. I have no idea what you're talking about. It was shown in Dragon Ball Super. Frost was maybe not evil, but Frost was evil. No, Frost was evil. He even put on the face of good, but he was evil. He fully admitted that, so I don't know where you're coming from that. The issue with Kami taking his own life is there's always the Mafaba, and I'm going to stop you right there. I pretty much kind of did that, where, yeah, I changed the story, like, no, we have other people there, they can use the Mafaba, and so, yeah, no, we fixed that. So, yeah. Then maybe the Heaters and Saiyans slaughtered the Acrosians and Frieza race, leaving only King Cold, because Cooler and the Frieza are technically his clones. So, first off, the Acrosian and Frost Demon. The Frost Demon is the accepted fan name for the race, but there is actually as far as I know, no canon name for their race. So, let's get that out of the way right now. The Heaters have been introduced into Super, but it's very clear the Heaters were not strong enough to take on Frieza's forces. Even like the low-level forces, they weren't strong enough for it. And Frieza, most recently, kind of took care of the Heaters. There is also everyone keeps saying that they're clones, but again, there is nothing directly stated that Cooler and Frieza are clones of King Cold. There's nothing directly stated about that. So, not to my knowledge, I mean, you can go to like the official, sites and stuff like that. There is nothing that says they are clones. Let's see here. Issue with this is King Cold didn't recklessly or needlessly slaughter. Not that the human Saiyans, Namekians, weren't any better. What? Break Goku, treat him like a slave. The issue is I don't think King Cold is that ruthless. No. Be very clear. King Cold is ruthless. He is just more mature than Frieza is, which is something else you brought up. Prince Vegeta would have been ruthless, vicious even before Frieza had happened. King Vegeta ruthlessly killed Broly, a sword. That's not canon anymore, though. He was just sent off planet. Whereas Saiyans on Universe 6 were kind, loving. Yeah, in Universe 6, sure, but that's a different universe. You can't use that logic. King Cold has etiquette and what mattered. That is true. Can we say all Frost Demon Acrosians were evil? The amount of quantity of evil? We have no idea. We've never met anyone outside of Frieza's race. Cooler's not canon, so you can't use that excuse. Would Nappa, Raditz, and Frieza even want to betray Vegeta? Yes. But they wanted power to beat him. Yes, they would. And then other things, nothing that really matters ultimately. I thought Vegeta was immature and childbred. He is. I'm pretty sure I said that too. Kakarot never went to Earth, so there's no reason to. Kakarot never hit his head, so they would conquer. What? Okay, I can tell by your name that English isn't necessarily your first language. And that's fine. But you can see it. Just try to structure your sentences just a little better. That's all I'm asking. Kakarot never went to Earth, so no reason. What am I at now? Almost 5 minutes. Almost. Reason they would provide provider free soldier technology like Cold. I have no idea what you're saying with that comment. Sorry, dude. King Cold or King Cold's friend's daughter. Try to keep all the one thought in the one comment, because you're just randomly saying have a female Frost Demon member have a female frost demon member of Frieza's race marry Goku, please. No. Because there's no... First off, we don't even know there are female members of his species, A. And B, I'm not just going to do something for fanfic's sake. They could go to the planet where the Android 73 was great. What the hell is Android 73? Oh, it was Great Galactic Patrol. Oh, that thing. Okay. Go to Yardra Colors. Okay. So basically, I just wanted to point out all the things you were asking, because some of the things you were asking, are questions like, why didn't you do this, or why didn't this happen? Sure, great. Anyway, I digress. So, as Vegeta and Nappa and Raditz. No, Rad's dead? No. As Vegeta and what happened to Raditz? No, Raditz is killed in Nappa. That's right. As Vegeta and Nappa are being taken away by the Ginyas, Goku is going to confront King Cole, his adopted father. And he goes and he meets up with him. He's like, "Oh, Kakarot, I see. How was the dealing with your former Saiyan comrades?" Vegeta and Nappa will be dealt with properly. The Ginyas are taking them. "Oh, well done, my boy. I always can rely on you." And Kakarot, is there something on your mind? "I need to hear from you." It's like, "Hear what from me? It's like, is it true? Did your son destroy my planet, my family? Did he destroy it? All these years you told me that all these years I asked, and he says you said that the planet was destroyed. You never said how." To which Cole just casually replies, "You never asked, Goku." "Yes, my son destroyed your planet. It is sad but true. True. Honestly, I never harbored any ill will towards you Saiyans. You are resourceful of people indeed. And finding good help is hard to find. You were very much a welcome addition to my army. It's a shame what Frieza did, but alas, it is what it is. But there's no reason to be angry, Goku. You survived. Several of them survived. We might even be able to, if we appeal correctly, we might even be able to save Vegeta and Nappa from certain demise. After all, it's so hard to find. It's so hard to find true loyalty these days. Oh, with a little reprogramming and a little that, they'll be just like you, loyal and compassionate, my friend. And Cold as evil and ruthless, and probably again as racist as he probably is. While he doesn't truly see Goku as a son, he does probably value Goku more than, in some respects, even his own son. Because Goku has been 100% loyal, has gotten the job done, has gotten strong. Like, he's actually proud of this guy, because he's actually helped raise this kid and sees him not truly as a son, but close enough to it. He could never say it himself, but he does sort of view him like a little bit of family. It's like, you lied. I just withheld the truth, Goku, Kakarot. What do you think would have happened? You would have gone after Frieza and you would have died. Even now, you know you're not strong enough. Even with your 10%, even with your 8 form, you know you can't beat my son. The minute you go into that 8, my son will start to release his full power. You know I'm only in my 2nd transformation as it is. Now imagine what Frieza's is. I may be stronger than my son, but my son is far from weak. Goku he's like, and he just puts that, "No, please, let this go, Goku. There's nothing you can do." And Goku just looks at his eyes like, "I'm going to kill your son, Cold." And just looks him dead in the eye, and Cole just sees it. He doesn't flinch. He can kind of see that's where I was going. Are you gonna stop me? Why are you making me do this, Goku? And just gut checks Goku. Bah! I don't want you to do this, Goku. I'm doing this for your own good. I don't want the death of my son, but I don't want the death of you either if it can be helped. So please, just go to sleep for now. It'll all be okay. And just knocks Goku out. And Goku's in a healing pod and just they're trying to like embrace it. I want any memory of his home planet erased. All he needs to know is it was destroyed by a meteor. It's like, yes, Lord King Cold. And now Goku is just broken. Just my mother, my father, my brother's dead now. Raditz died on Namek. And the guy I thought looked at who as my surrogate father has been lying to me this whole time. Aim's like, we'll begin the reprogramming now. It's like, what is with his power level? His power level 120. What is going on? And because Goku's power right now is about equal to Ginyu's, but now it's just starting to increase. Plus, he did get a little the snot kicked out of him a little bit. He gets maybe a minor Zenkai, but just and finally, just the power just erupting out in the chamber. He's in just blast open. Just, what? And there, standing there, is the mighty Saiyan warrior, the Super Saiyan of legend, Kakarot. With a power level right now, I would say at about 10 million. Not anything that could take on Cold ultimately, but he's still got a power level of 10 million. Because I would say his Zenkai might go to like, let's just say 200,000 for even numbers. And he gets on his new uniform. He's going out, going out, but ultimately Cold meets him there. So this is what your legends have stated, Kakarot. Just imagine what we achieve with this power, Kakarot. Don't throw it away. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry for Frieza. I will thoroughly reprimand him. I will make sure he understands what he did was wrong. But please don't throw everything we have away. We've achieved, Goku. There's so much more we could gain. Please don't make me hurt you, son. And he says it, and Goku hesitates on that. It's clear. It was never stated. Even Goku could sense that. Colt kind of looked at him as like a secondary son to some degree, proud of all his achievements and all that, despite being a Saiyan. And they hear him saying that you've been the only father I've ever known. But you've been the only father I've ever known. I only have flashes of my mother and my real father, flashes of my home. I can't let it slide. And he just charges at Cold. Cold just blocks it. Goku's also now got Super Saiyan and a little bit of rage on there, so Cold blocks it, but he's a little surprised. God bless. Forgive me then, Kakarot, for it must be done. And then he just starts wailing on Goku. And Goku's trying just blast Cold. And just Cold just kind of burles. I'm afraid this is the end, Kakarot. I'm sorry for everything. But all good help must come to an end. And he just gets the energy blaster. And Cold also hesitates a little bit, just like, kind of touches the finger, kind of reaching out a little bit. But Kakarot's hand suddenly glows an energy blast, like, you know you don't have the power to hurt me, Kakarot. Please, just let it be. And then his hand flicks up, and boom! It's like, wait, that wasn't a blast. It's the... All of a sudden, Goku starts transforming into a Super Saiyan on his arms. Unfortunately, while he can still more or less control it in base, with Super Saiyan added on there and the Rage Boost, he's now just red, seeing red. And now, even though Cold is still stronger, he's legitimately now pushing Cold. Like, he even smacks Cold around a good couple of times, destroys a chunk of the palace, just about to throw off a mouth blast. Finally, Cold just like, enough, and transforms into his third form. And then finally just... And the giant ape looks down, just sees a hole right through his heart, right through his chest, and just starts shrinking. And then, Cold in his third form just, grabs the Goku transformation, and he just looks at us like, I'm sorry, Kakarot. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Cold, while that truly shade here does mourn him a little bit. He legitimately mourns them. And so, he gives him an actual he actually gets like a tomb in Cold's home and all that. So Cold legitimately mourns this person's loss. And, he ultimately gets in contact with Frieza and says, son, we need to talk. It's like, yes, father. What was it? In person, in my palace. No. But I was just about to reprimand Vegeta and Nappa. No. Yes, father. And so Frieza shows up to his palace like, do you know what is in there, Frieza? A dead body, I'm assuming, father. That's right. Do you know who the body is? Do you know who this is the body of? He's it's the body of a Saiyan, Frieza. A Saiyan, father? What? Why would you put a Saiyan in a coffin? Like treating them like they're actual people. I mean, seriously. That is enough from you. The Saiyan, the monkeys, as we like to call them, are barbaric and savage in nature, most mutually. But every once in a while, you can rise above which a station has provided you. You can become something more. This Saiyan left this planet just before you blew it up. An entire force, thousands of able-minded soldiers that were beneficial to the entire army, I might add. This Saiyan survived, made it to my pass. I saw potential in him, so I raised him, much as I raised you. And do you know what became of him? Well, clearly he died. He became the most powerful and loyal soldier I have ever had. The exception of possibly you, I have never been more proud of anyone's achievements or contributions to this empire. And do you know what happened? He found out you destroyed his home and his birth parents. You destroyed, and his plan was to destroy you, Frieza. And I had to stop it. I had to clean up your mess again. And now Frieza's just, well, you destroyed them out of some silly notion that the Super Saiyan was real and threatened you. Well, do you want to know the truth? This Saiyan became that Super Saiyan. And with enough training, he might have been able to defeat you, Frieza. He might have. But if you ever got off your lazy, spoiled little butt and put in some effort, you could have easily crushed him as I did. He gave me a fair fight, Vegeta. That's why I was so proud of him to think he could even come close to matching my power. But ultimately, it wasn't a threat. So you wasted time, you destroyed resources, and most of all, he just grabs Frieza by the head and is just looking at him. You made me destroy something I legitimately cared for. I'm sorry, Father. I should destroy you for what you made me do. But you are still my true son. And he just puts in the... And I still love you for what it's worth. Disobey me again, though, and I will find, and I can make more of you, Frieza. Now, whether or not he's a clone or not, or whether or not he was birthed, or whether or not they're asexual, who knows? No one, it's just not stated. But either way, he's saying, like, I will make another one of you if you ever do this again. Yes, Father. Yes. No. Go back to running the Empire like a good son. That's my poopsie. Yes, Father. It's like, And then cold goes back to morning. So, what happened now? I don't see a Cell coming up in this, because I don't think there's a reason for a Cell, honestly. Cell would be an amalgamation of all the, warriors, but, I mean, there's no Saiyans. Frieza didn't show up. Piccolo was only on Earth for a while. So, Cell really doesn't really have a point of showing up here or making any real sense. And likewise, there's no future Trunks arc here, because the Saiyans or androids are actually taken care of. So really, we go to the Buu saga. Hercule's still the martial arts champ, probably, because they just haven't really had needs for that, or need to do so. You have the resurrection of Buu, which... We know Gohan was able to be equal to about half of Buu's power. The strongest fighters on the planet right now are the humans. And they're not even close to that power. So I don't even know if they're able to get Buu to awaken with all of the energy on that planet. But, let's say they waste the planet and move on. Ultimately, I think they would come to Frieza, or come to one of the planets Frieza's on, or even King Cole's planet. To get a massive energy uptick. Cold at this point now would probably over all these years have trained to actually stay, just like Frieza, in his final form, which we know Akira Toriyama said would have been about equal to semi-perfect Cell. Here, though, if he'd been training, he's probably much stronger than that at this point. So you're now probably looking at an individual who might be perfect cell levels of power. Easy. Which means he's equal to Deborah. So when they finally show up, let's say Boo's at 50% when it's all said and done. When they arrive there, and they see the ship coming. Why do I know that ship? What's that familiar about it? Flag them down. And so King Cold comes out. Who exactly are you lot?
I would be Bobbity, and this would be my loyal servant, Deborah. We're in the neighborhood. We need a cup of energy for our dear Boo.
It's like, what? Bobbity's like, Majin Buu. And he says,
Majin Buu, yes, I remember something of that, him. A legend that's been passed out, or story's been passed down, of a monstrosity planet killer. Solar systems wasted by the cosmos, by a monster of unfathomable power.
It's like, oh, you've heard of it. Oh, it's so good that Boo's stories have gone on.
Unfortunately, I am not at the liberty of giving away the energy today.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But don't worry. You'll still make a handsome minion.
It's like, and he tries to take over Cole, who does have evil in him. Just, what are you doing? I said, no! No! And they just blast the bodies. What? And Deborah just, and Deborah actually had to put effort in it because they're about equal. Because Deborah is equal to Cell, as it turns out. He's the same strength as Cell. So, they're scared enough.
I don't know what your game is, but it's, I will not allow it.
Then he just smacks it to,
Master Bobbity. Let me fight and gather the energy for Boo.
And they begin their fight. And he tries to spit on Cole, but Cole's able to get out of the way and sees that it turned like a leaf on his plant, on a tree on his plant. So he's like, my word, quite dangerous indeed. And they keep going at it. Ultimately, it's a time because Boo ultimately is awoken. It's like, what is this? Time is all. What?
And what is this? Majin Buu is awoken.
Yes. And
like, this is the destroyer of worlds? I don't know.
And just starts wreaking havoc on both of them. Turns them both into food. Like, Cold tries to fight back and he can't. So ultimately he just gets eaten. And, eaten, absorbed into Boo and power added. And ultimately, him and Bobbity go across the cosmos destroying things. Frieza tries to stop him, to no avail. And this is where it basically ends, because what's going to happen is Beerus will wake up. Boo and Bobbity get royally fucked over. Because Beerus like, well, I wanted the Super Saiyan God, but it seems all the Saiyans are dead. Vegeta and Nappa would ultimately have been taken out too. Yeah, they're either in the Galactic Patrol or something, or else. But ultimately, Beerus takes them out, and there's no tournament, nothing like that. Ultimately, Zeno would decide to wipe out the universes. So if Goku had been adopted by King Cold, while it would have made for very interesting storytelling, it would have been a bad result for the whole of Dragon Ball. So ultimately, that is the end of this What If. Yes, there's only 2 parts, but that means you'll get another new one next Saturday. So until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you folks next time.